Let's see who's available. Tried to call my group chat. No one answered. Calling you guys. Come on in. What's up, Sinister Rights? Hello, Yika. Yes, you are. Hello, Blade and Cloak and Firefox. Hello there, Gage the Mage and Firefox again. How's everybody doing tonight? T-Man, what's up? Hello there, Izzy. Hello, Zombie Queen. Volca is the answer. You mean vodka? Or is that like a word? Yes, here, vodka. Vodka. I mean, I'm sober. That's Red Bull. It's just Red Bull. I've never mixed like vodka with really anything ever. Now, one night I got like homemade free drinks from a fucking bartender, and then like the guy who brought me there was like, "Yo, you gotta try this guy's drinks." I'm like, "Okay, see what's up." So he like mixes some shit together and he hands it to me. He's like, "Okay, so it's gonna taste like fruit juice and nothing else, but it's really strong. So be careful." It was absolutely delicious. It was strong as fuck, dude. It was crazy as hell. T-Man just watched Clerks 3. I have not heard of this movie. Hello there, Tempest Knights. Is Clerks 3 any good? Sinister's gonna miss most of the stream. They got a shower. He's just getting ready to, LMAO. That's okay. You saw the word Bael at the store right now at 11:11. Oh, shit. Time to summon bail. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Shoulder's weirdly sore. And I can't use my portable massage gun on myself. So I'm annoyed as hell. No, I tried that shit. I was like... just embarrassing. So, decided to stop offering destruction... harmful spells for hire. I'm gonna like finish up all the ones I agreed to do, and then put a pin on that for a while. Just lay on it? No. That's what makes it. That hurts. Hello there, Orionyx. Wonder if I'm pronouncing Orionyx right. Probably not. Orionix. Did y'all watch the shit that came out about Andrew Tate? Like, anyone else keeping up with that? Because, like, I didn't know he was really as bad as he turned out to be, dude. I did not know he was that bad. I knew he was a fucked up person, a misogynist and all that bullshit, and like a fraud. I didn't know he was nearly as bad as he is. Because usually when people talk like him, they're using, like, the Mott and Bailey defense. They'll say something really inflammatory and, like, you know, easily refutable, and then you call them on it, and then they'll like retreat to like a much calmer, normal claim, abandoning the first claim altogether, and it creates the false impression that they've actually made a point. Usually when people like, I've seen Gavin McInnes, and Myron Gaines use that a lot. That's how they kind of get away with saying the most offensive shit and not actually like saying anything of substance or anything accurate ever. I didn't know Tate was just serious about every fucking thing that came out of his mouth. Like, he meant like every fucking word, dude. God damn. Disturbing as all hell. Considered cursing him, but I sensed someone beat me to it. Never used the thought decks. Jesus. Turns out every word's true. They got like wiretaps and everything, man. I'll be able to release something on Samsara one day. Fuck my shoulder. I don't know why my shoulder's sore. I didn't do anything to it. Did I like pull a muscle while grabbing a can of soda? Oh, 0_O. Great to see you again. Why I stopped the baneful spells for a while? I'd go about professional curse work in a way that I consider ethical. Like, I'd like make sure that the person really deserves what I'm about to do to them. That the spirits are willing, you know, that type of shit. But, you know, even if you are doing it for like a somewhat ethical reason, or what I would consider ethical, kind of needs to come from a place of like, there needs to be some type of like self-righteousness or anger or like fucking maybe misanthropy. It has to come from something like that. I'm kind of running out of the ingredients, specifically the anger and self-righteousness. Hello there, Tyler Durden. Great username. It's possible you can injure yourself in the most bullshit ways. Oh shit, I just realized I haven't done the Sinister Rite of Abraxas yet. The 3-year anniversary of Joshua Savage's death just passed. So I got some guidance from him, gave him some offerings, that type of shit. He definitely is a demon now. Gotta speak in riddles now. It's weird. It's weird to watch. How do you know if someone else is trying to interfere with your free will? Well, if you mean magically, then, you know, pulling tarot cards to, like, represent, who's casting on you, if anybody, and what their intent is good. They may have wards against, like, divination. A lot of people do. Or other protections against divination. There's a lot of ways you can defend against that shit. Most people use wards for it. So if you might need a workaround for that. You might want to, like, just call on a spirit or some shit to, like, get through any potential wards against divination. Let's see, who would be good for that? Leviathan would be good for that. Leviathan. Go with Leviathan. No clue, Zor. I don't think I have worked with Free Most. Um, Joshua Savage's name, now that he's a demon, is Zaynara. Spirit of Doth under Atzavthoth. Badass as hell. What's poppin', Top V? Hello, Soap Eater. No, I remember back, like, you know, demons, like, when I was talking to the demons about him and what he became in the afterlife, one spirit said, he's a legionnaire. I was like, huh, legionnaire, but also a priest of the Black Sun. I'm like, sounds like two very different things. And I rewatched his old videos, and he said, while alive on camera, like, we're legionnaires, or like, I'm a legionnaire. I'm like, yo, fuck, man. I don't think I'd watch that video. This shit was crazy as hell to me. Oh. You said, what is your opinion on interfering with free will? I thought you said, what do you do if someone's trying to interfere with your free will? Fuck. My opinion on interfering with free will is, like, it's fine. I mean, you're a witch. You can cast spells on people. In fact, like, even if you aren't directly doing domination work or head work of some kind, chances are the spells will affect the free will of others, and they will wind up, like, you know, bringing about the results you're manifesting, oftentimes. Like, you put a money spell out there and you get a raise, you kind of just controlled your boss's free will. So it's just something you gotta do in magic. It's natural. Lilith Ivory, hey! How do you heal yourself with psychic vampirism? Well, I guess what you would do is you would pull energy out of somebody, preferably someone very healthy, and convert it into healing energy once it's inside you. Using vampirism with it is feasible, but, like, that wouldn't be my approach. You could, like, create a sigil for healing, and fucking, you could, like, create a sigil for healing to pull energy out of people and charge the sigil with that, then burn it, allow you to just fill it with energy. That'd probably be easier than, like, changing the energy to healing energy inside yourself. My current random fixations, apart from Andrew Tate, I've been rewatching Death Note. I'm very glad I decided to rewatch that shit, because I first watched it when I was, like, I think in high school. It's a lot of shit you miss when you're in high school. That shit's real good. Fabulous show. Very, very, very well thought out. Do I know any spirit that can make your skin look really healthy? No, I do not. You might want to just, like, enchant some skin cream or some shit. Chances are any spirit related to beauty would be good for that. How do you know if you should initiate through something again? Either the spirits will tell you, or, like, your higher self can give you such instructions. You can do divination to see whether or not you should be doing that, or trying something else, you know? So, like, you could pull out a tarot deck, oracle deck, whatever, and you can say, like, let's say you're thinking about reinitiating through Gamaliel, but the other part of you wants to path work Howrez. You draw one card representing what you'll gain or what the effects of reinitiating through Gamaliel would be, and another card to represent what the effects of pathworking Hellraise would be. Or, like, you probably get better results if you use multiple cards for both options. You know? Hello there, Garfunkel. Hello, Saruman the Black. Saruman the Black. Why did I mispronounce your name? I've seen Lord of the Rings like 4 times. What are my thoughts on Cernobog? Any reason I took down the article of him? I thought I should, like, take a step back from, like, covering Majorai magic right after I got into it. That's all. He's an absolutely fabulous spirit to work with. Great to work with for curse work as well. Did the witch talkers start seasoning their lemons trying to get after you again? Yeah. I pissed off another person with priestess syndrome. I barely even knew her. I was just being nice to her. But I told a Holocaust joke in the group chat, and I've got like 15 hate videos about me from like numerous people. I've like scrolled through those. Just goofy ass shit. Fucking like, and people with like the people who like are like card carrying title motherfuckers are always like this, dude. Like, you know, obviously some people get titles from the spirits, and you know, they honor that shit. But the people who have their titles in the bio that they got from the spirits, always talking about their fucking title, man, those people are always the fucking same. Because eventually, because they're always going to want something from you, and they won't want to, like, treat you well or fucking respect your boundaries or some shit. And eventually, they'll, or in this case, you know, they'd rather attack you over a joke than say that they're uncomfortable with a joke. It's always something. I've been dealing with this type of person since before TikTok existed. There was this one guy back in the day. He wanted me to, like, become a teacher in his fucking little group. He wanted me to go on his podcast. I wouldn't. So he, like, starts making hate videos about me for, like, years. Anytime you piss off one of these title people or, like, don't give them what they want, they will always seek to punish you. So, this week's priestess fucking decided that instead of telling me, hey, I'm uncomfortable with the joke, she was gonna leave, which I didn't want her around anyways. I was just being nice. One of our mutual friends tried to mediate, and Priestess Girl was like, no, you gotta cut him off immediately. He told a Holocaust joke. And Cass was like, no, I don't. So now, Priestess Chick has not gotten what she wanted from me or the mutual friend. So she spends the next 48 hours backstabbing the mutual friend in every fucking way she can think of. Every time you piss off a title motherfucker, there is no amicable departure with these fucking title motherfuckers. Title ass bitch. Every time. Hello there, Down Under. With your magical warfare mantras, just focus on the person that done it. That's how you've done it. Don't have contact with them, though. Just wondering if I'm doing it right or overthinking it. Yeah, you can definitely use them like that. It can definitely be that simple. You can work them into, like, a bigger ritual, you know, as well. You can do both. Both can be very effective. All right. Sasha says, greeting from Europe. The healing rate with Astarte from your website works like a charm every time. Sasha is beyond impressed. Glad to hear it, Sasha. Oh, there, Mad Mapai. Your current fixation is watching Fresh and Fit and getting mad? Yo, have you seen the videos exposing Fresh and Fit, though? They're talking about being high value males and shit, and how they'd never pay for pussy and all this nonsense. They got exposed for paying for pussy. they they got exposed for like telling girls to let them on the show if they fuck them. You know, people. You know, girls like sex, right? You don't have to like. The fact that they have to go to such lengths to get fucking laid, and they act like alpha males who just girls just fawn over me, man. And I know how to keep a woman in her place. Yeah, by paying her to fuck you. Like, go away. Oh God. Now you gotta watch this YouTuber channel called Abba and Preach, who just roast them all the time. Yeah. How often do I ask to travel? Not very. A lot of spirits work with us in the first place. Well, a lot of us have, for one thing, we can make great allies in the afterlife. For another, they have, you know, some type of goal to see the human species evolve on a spiritual level. So even like, you'll have spirits like Moloch who are like trying to push human evolution by making corporations compete with each other. You've got spirits like Lilith who are trying to like push acceptance and rights for marginalized people. They just want to see humanity ascend. As for why they work with us in magic, when a spirit helps you evolve, they evolve. It's kind of like martial arts. I used to teach karate do and kobudo. That was like one of my first jobs. Like I was not like I didn't exactly own the dojo. I worked there while I was like a teenager. You had to help teach at least 10 classes to get to a certain rank. Because once you start teaching people the shit, that's what helps you learn it. It's like that. When they help you evolve, they start evolving. But you gotta keep in mind, you evolving is like their core goal. So, if you aren't growing, then they'll remind you what your priorities should be. Hello, Void Sage. Thank you for saying I look great. What do you think of binding or becoming one with a spirit, like a permanent connection? I have not tried that. Yeah, I'm still friends with the guy. How's Stolas? I haven't worked with him in a long time. I don't know shit about Taoist magic or weather magic. I'm sure Taoist magic is just as, like, valid as all the shit I do. What's my thoughts on the crone aspect of Hecate? I don't know. I don't work with her in, like, crone aspects, you know? I work with her in, like, one-headed, two-headed, three-headed, four-headed. All of those have different properties. I covered them on WordPress. I don't know them off the top of my head. As for Lilith's crone aspect, that's more of a 218 thing, where, to my understanding, like, Isheth Zinanim is presented as Lilith's crone aspect. To me, Isheth and Lilith are separate. Thank you for complimenting the beard, Matthias. Is it true that very few people can create servitors? I don't think that's true. People do it by accident, for fuck's sake. I've never heard of Temple or Day Life Army Cult. Is that more Manosphere shit? Yo, I wish we'd have all been more nice to, like, men's rights activists back in the day. Like, the original Manosphere. Like, they were oddballs in a wide variety of ways, and a lot of them said very, very objectionable shit. But we were way better off when the Manosphere was dim than now that it's fucking Tate, Fresh and Fit, and all these fucking dorks. It's fucking E-alphas. Like, MRAs coined this term called Zeta male. They are no longer competing in the hierarchy. Which, dorky ass shit, yes, but better than it's better than the videos talking about. Today we're gonna talk about why Sigma males are more attractive to females than alpha males. Like, fuck you, dude. Stop that. I have a non-binary friend that I refer to as the Sigma NB. I don't know, I got diagnosed with autism as a child. I'm pretty sure I'm just Sigma. My Sigma energy confused the therapist. Soramon says, "Hey man, just want to say you have taught me a lot over the years and I highly respect you. You hope the best for me. I appreciate that very much." Yeah, I don't really work with like the triple goddess concept. Do I work with any spirits for money and prosperity? I don't do money magic much. Best spirit, in your opinion, to find a job in a specific field of work? I'll never know who the best spirit for anything is, but I know Azazel is great for that. Last time I got a job, Azazel manifested it for me very, very easily. Um, let's see. And I worked there. It was like the highest paying job I'd ever had. Worked there for like a year and a half before management changed, and I got not. I thought it was malicious, but it's just like I got overworked to the point of rhabdomyolysis because it was like, which is muscle deterioration. Yeah, the job was great until then. Eventually, I had to leave it, and like getting overworked and to that extent, and then finding out that the dude tried to illegally fire me and then quitting. That's what led to me being self-employed for what, 3, 4 years now. So Azazel manifested the job for me. That it was actually not only my highest paying, but at first my all-time favorite job. I met lifelong friends there, like 2 lifelong friends, like really good ones. Um, hmm. And so like Azazel gave me a job that I needed, and it was basically ripped away from me more or less when it was time for me to become self-employed after Mammon had like finished helping me build my business. You know? Um, once again, have I tried to communicate with my spiritual aspects? Spirit, animal, shadow self. Yeah, all the time. I go to my higher self for everything. Any particular tips in doing so? Well, there are chants you can use to connect to them. Chant Abra Hadabra can help put you in contact with your higher self. There are also chants on my blog for that purpose that anyone can use. If you have the names of these aspects, I call them soul components. You can chant those. It'll get easier each time until like you just talk to it when you feel like talking to it. You know, just get in that spiritual state of mind, have a chat with it, ask it what you need to do. Best spirit, in my opinion, to find a job in a specific field of work. I just answered that. Fuck, what am I doing? Do I think Belial's energy and Santa Muerte's energy mix well together? Never worked with them both in the same right. I do not know. I'm sorry. Do I still talk to that Sanat kid? Nah. Have I ever tried to summon, evoke fictional characters? There are a few real entities that have been recorded in fiction, like Cthulhu, Urizen, Bagul, but that's very, very rare. Working with characters that I have no reason to believe work outside of the book they're in, Never tried that. Have no interest in it. I feel like it would ruin the book for me. Like, I had someone like try to offer to like perform a Batman ritual over me. Some chaos magic shit. Like, I'm calling on Batman. I'm like, do not ruin Batman for me. Don't you fucking dare cast that spell. I don't want any of your spells if you're calling superheroes, dude. You are not ruining fucking Batman for me. I will curse the life out of you if you ruin Batman for me. Fucking love Batman. Have I observed anything about the strengths, weaknesses that autistic individuals tend to have when it comes to magic, psychic perception? No, I haven't seen uh, trends among autistic people and what they are or not good at. Then again, autism is kind of a little different for everyone, you know? For me, it's like, the only like way it makes things difficult for me is like if I'm not in the headspace where I want to be spiritual, feel like being spiritual, I can like fail to sense shit. In the same way, like, you know, if I'm going out to like grab a bite and don't expect to eat, don't expect to talk to anybody, I'm like really antisocial because my mind says just get in, get out. How does Sanitas correspond to the Cliffoth? Where does he reside? Is Lucifer above him? I don't know exactly where Sanitas lives. I consider him transcliffothic, but he has, he's above Lucifer, he's above Satan, he's above basically any demon you could think to ask me about. He's pretty much the pinnacle. Like, the highest tiers are, you know, Sephirons, Sanitas, and Senesatas, and then the Void Kings and shit like that. How could you turn down the Rite of the Dark Knight? The Rite of the Dark Knight is a way cooler name. Maybe it would have turned my guest to a Batmobile. You know what? I'll have to email that guy back. I want it now. Fuck that shit. I want a Batmobile. I would drive that shit so irresponsibly. Wait a minute. If I turn my couch into a Batmobile, it'd be in here. Fuck it. That would impress girls I bring over. Walk in, just a Batmobile. But is he above Rias Gregory? This joke depends heavily on you being a true weeb. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't know who that is. You would summon Doctor Strange to be the best wizard. That's a good idea. I saw an evocation of Tyler Durden in a fucking Chaos Magic book. And that was just when I stopped reading Chaos Magic books. It's like, nope, fuck this. And of course, we say this with a person named Tyler Durden in the chat. What would you do if I changed my legal name to Tyler Durden and then performed the evocation of Tyler Durden from whichever fucking Chaos Magic book that was? I have not read a Chaos Magic book since I fucking saw that shit. Like, not one. I know it's not like, I mean, LeVay would approve of that, right? But is it true if you petition an infernal spirit like Azazel, wouldn't you lose the job quickly because their energy is chaotic? I mean, I kept that thing for a year and a half. I quit. You know, like, I got overworked. I had to take medical leave. Boss tried to illegally fire me. Tried. Fucking failed. Because, like, I was going to be the second person he illegally fired. He was getting rid of everyone with experience. So the first person he tried to illegally fire raised hell. He called fucking regional manager. He called fucking HR. He called everything. So dude was trying to illegally fire me, but now he's got everyone on his ass like, you cannot illegally fire people. So like, would I lose a job quickly? Nah, dude. Boss tried to it. Sorry, low battery. Would I lose the job quickly? No, dude. The boss tried to illegally fire me and failed. And then I quit like a couple months later because I felt like it. Lose it quickly, my ass. I lost it. I quit when I was supposed to, and became self-employed. Where'd you get that from, dude? I gotta get my charging cord. Fuck me, purple. Could have charged this phone before I went live, but you know, I have ADD. Yeah. Hope I didn't accidentally just like put the camera right on my crotch. Hey, well, I think I almost accidentally put the camera right in my crotch when I was like getting my cord and plugging it in. If I did do that, I want you to lie to me and tell me I didn't. How about right at the dark couch? What if I like released like just the dopest normal satanic ritual ever, and I just titled it "Right at the Dark Couch"? Just left that at like the front page of my fucking front page of my blog, just to like confuse people who are not familiar with my live streams. Yo, we now know what we're gonna do on April Fools. We're gonna release a dope ass ritual, but we're gonna name it Right at the Dark Couch. Everyone will think it's a typo or some shit. Fuck. We could fuck with all the people who don't watch my streams. Not like I resent them for not being here. I actually don't like, fuck. I actually don't like watching live streams myself. I like doing them. What are some things you can do to, you can achieve through void magic? Well, void magic is all purpose, pretty much. Like, you can use the void for anything. We're talking about the transclefothic void here. If you're talking about the kings and the generals and all them that reside in the void and the meta god above it, they all have their personal specialties. Giving them offerings is mandatory, at least for the kings. Do I think there's a connection between Belial and Beelzebub? And do you think Baal and Beelzebub are the same thing? So, like, so you know Belial is named, also called Belial. He's a Baal. There's a shitload of Baals. There's fucking Baal Berith, Belphegor, also known as Baal Peor, Beelzebub, aka Beelzebul. The connections between the Baals are going to be beyond human understanding. I have never viewed Baal to be the same as Beelzebub. They do rule separate clefothic spheres. I don't approach them as one and the same. As for Belial and Beelzebub, I read from Mark Allen Smith, a fabulous occult author, that Beelzebub and Belial are just two different forms the same being takes. I confirmed that with my channeling. Two people I know who work with those beings more than I do confirmed it as well after I brought it up to them. I'm like, hey, what do you think of this idea? They're like, yo, they act exactly alike. Those two act exactly alike. They are the same shit. Yeah, I always approach the Baals as if they were separate entities for practical purposes, because fully understanding the connection between the Baals is not possible. God damn it. This is what I get. I don't put this on fucking right. Can I make more soundtracks on Spotify? No. So, so Thor 218, formerly known as Set Among Ra, formerly known as Set Among Ice, Set Tech Among Einself. Dude's always got to pull out a new name for himself. So he's the musician. He makes music. He wanted me to like provide the audio samples and thus put like the power in the tracks. But like, I'm not a musician. I just sent him vocal samples. Um, fucking. And I did the same with Pavle is Dead, another musician. Um, but eventually I stopped making like ritual music because a lot of other people got inspired to make it as well. Like the Temple of Mayor Shirai started making it. Eli Mercury started making it. Fucking Legion of Lilith started making it. Everyone started making it all the time. And of course, I'm not the first person. We are not the first people. Me and the people I worked with are not the first people to make ritual music, but we popularized the fuck out of it. Now everyone's doing it. The reason I don't do it anymore is like, okay, now everyone's doing it. And I'm not a musician. This, trend of ritual music is gonna keep going on without me. And I'm like, the trend doesn't need me. I'm not a musician. Like, I'm glad I made those tracks and shit, for sure. I use them myself sometimes. But, like, I'm letting actual musicians do it from now on, you know? That was unnecessary. Adam Muhammad asked Custard, someone named Custard, if he's male or female. I'm glad Custard said I'm a male instead of making the fucking attack helicopter joke. Remember that shit? Like, I identify as an attack helicopter? There was it was like a non-binary person, on TikTok who made a video about that, like, that joke that somehow hasn't died yet. In which case, they tell someone they're non-binary. The person responds to, oh, you're non-binary? Well, I identify as an attack helicopter. The non-binary person goes, wait, we can do that? They went, my new pronouns are just helicopter machine gun noises. What demons are in Gamaliel? Lilith, Laelel, fucking Mammon. Quite a few others, too. The right of the merc with the mouth, imagine. I post about Malthus. That spirit sounds hella dope. I'm gonna try to work with him. He's great, man. Hello there, Lord Darkness. If Belial is your guardian demon, what type of things would that individual go through? How would I know? It's not my guardian. Ask someone with Belial as their guardian demon. Bonus points if they use the phrase guardian demon, because I'm worried that might not be the same as patron demon. It's the term I use. My patroness is Qualilitu. What do I think about Hell, Goddess of Death? She's great. Fabulous. You were about to start worshiping the couch when you saw its true form. Oh. No Devlar, do not have any recommendations for that. Satan in the Armies track was amazing. That's a fun one. Someone is spamming me with pictures right now. I should tell this person I'm live. Thoughts on Belnara. I only call on Belnara when I'm wanting to fill a room with nocturnal energy at night. No. If I'm performing a Mayor's Uriah magic during the day, I use Belnara's Whisper to fill the room with nocturnal energy to make it easier to summon Mayor's Uriah spirits during the day. If I'm doing rituals at night, I call on him to, like, empower the ritual and or conceal it. If it's Mayor's Uriah magic. That's all I do with Belnara, like, ever. Except for when I, call on all of the Blighted to enchant, like, a piece of jewelry to strengthen Mayor's Uriah magic. I got spammed to hell and back. Hades Pluto? Fuck. Healing work with Hades is wild as fuck. Wild as fuck. Like, painful as shit. So one time I was, I just did my Hellfire Baptism with Mayor's Uriah magic. And I decided to do some work with Hades and Ophab, both of which involved shadow work. And I also hired Imperator Cineresh to guide me through some shadow work. It was crazy. So, like, she's like, while she was guiding me through the meditation, she's like, how are you feeling right now? I'm like, not too emotional, actually. She's like, well, you're pretty experienced. That could be why. She might have just been saying that to, like, I don't know, be nice. I don't know. But later that night, someone managed to say, like, literal 3 words in an attempt to be polite for me in just the right context, as an answer to just the right question, that made me just plummet and confront all sorts of shit. It was crazy as hell. I was just, like, in shambles. It's crazy as hell. Man. Will I ever go through the cliff off again? Probably not again. I've done it enough. What's with feeling pressure on sinuses and head during chakra work? It's just like the energy building up. If you meditate in your third eye for too long, you can, like, give yourself a headache. Have I encountered any black fluid oil substances coming from the cliff off? Maybe? I'm not sure. Can the nameless and forgotten be seen as in tranquil spirit? I think in tranquil spirits are like a voodoo thing. I don't know anything about them. What was my third eye experience when I first opened it? I just started seeing shit out of the corner of my eyes. It was crazy. Started seeing Gargophius, and the Tall Whites, but I had no idea what they were because I never imagined at that age that demons would already be interested in working with me. I didn't know they'd, like, chosen me in advance, So when I first saw Gargophius, I'm like, what? I thought it was, like, just some nasty random entity, and I tried to, like, banish it and shit. Years later, I read Liber Acerate, and I saw Gargophius. I was ready to summon my first demon, and I'm like, I think I should go with Gargophius. Had no idea that Gargophius was the being I had tried to banish. I still, to that day, had no idea I was a demon. Let alone that it would wind up being the first one I summoned. Like, my first proper evocation, I mean. But yeah, I started seeing spirits not too clearly. I had to work at it more and more before I, like, could see better. Can we get all the TikTok kids practicing black magic? No, they're too busy calling each other racist. Oh, shit. Okay. I accidentally deleted a message from Talonor. That was an accident. I was trying to scroll. My bad. Silence 2 times says that he meant to write patron instead of guardian demon. My bad, because I have heard people who talk about guardian demons, but I don't know what they're talking about. You ever seen a pair of SJWs argue about which one of them is racist? Like, compete with each other to convince that the audience that they're racist? Over just the most minute shit? Because, like, on Witch Talk, that's the standard. It's like, well, if you aren't racist, you should know every dog whistle ever off the top of your head. Which no one does. And it would be very suspicious if you did. That happened recently. Someone was like, aha, I caught you using a dog whistle. I'm like, fuck. First of all, when I was a racist, we weren't using dog whistles. Fuck. We were racist, not cowards. Third eye itch? I've not experienced that. I've never... An itch. Has any professional occultist ever tried to curse you? Yeah, shitloads of them. This is a wildly hostile community and industry. Wildly hostile. It's kind of why I became so curse hungry, because I'm in a very hostile environment. Like, when I came to the occult community, I was looking for somewhere I'd be, like, welcome and safe. And, like, I'm fine with being, like, the only bisexual devil worshiper in, like, Alabama. Practically the only one. But I also was hoping to have, like, an online community where I felt welcome and safe, and no. No. The curse wars are very common here. Partially because two people think that they're, like, if they try to curse each other, the winner must be, like, the better practitioner, when really it just makes one of them better at cursing, which is a very specific type of manifestation. So people, like... Again, I did professional curse work for a couple years, so yeah, I'm better at curse work than, you know, most other practitioners, even ones who would be better than me overall. So they want to challenge me to curse wars. I'm like, that's my forte. Why are you challenging me in my forte? You're stupid. You're not gonna win. That is my fucking specialty, dude. And of course, it became my specialty because the place is hostile as shit. Don't let me, not to like be melodramatic, but that's how that happened. Trim Mage wants a future where TikTok kids are opening up portals to hell in their parents' house. It's funny as hell. Fortunately, black magicians are becoming more fucking popular on TikTok. I try to convince some like more like mainstream black magical authors to start posting on TikTok. Told them I'd promote any of them who did, and like they weren't about it. And I can't blame them. It's my fault for trying to bring them to TikTok and also always complaining about TikTok. I played myself. What do you suggest to open up the third eye? Well, look at the different chakra meditations you can find online or in print. I released one of my own in Works of Infernal Ascent, which is like a PDF on my Patreon, but like you don't have to use mine by any means. There's countless different methods out there online in print. You just try different ones until you find the one that works for you. Because like the very first method I used to try to open my third eye worked like a charm. But then when I came to opening my crown chakra, the method I used was from the same website. I tried it over and over again and couldn't get it to happen. And I was like mad at myself. So I saw one day I walked in on like my little brother watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. And in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the main character was like being guided to open his chakras, and he was using a different mudra or hand position than I had been. So I tried the one I saw in the fucking anime. Worked. Like, I tried the shit from the website that helped me out the first time, and then had to try shit from an anime to make my next breakthrough. Who is the most powerful black magician I've ever met or know? The most powerful black magician I've ever met is EAGM Razarith, who leads the Temple of Mea Shirai. Like, why do you think I followed him for 3 fucking years? You think I'm just, like, taking anybody as a leader? Hell no. And learning from him was extraordinarily helpful. Getting work from him was extraordinarily helpful. Can I visually see spirits around me? Yeah. Not all the time, because, like, part of seeing a spirit is, like, being psychic enough to see them. Part of it is them, like, going out of their way to be noticeable to you. So, like, you can, like, if you're having trouble seeing spirits, like, if you're just chilling one night and you're wondering why you haven't seen spirits in a bit, you can just, like, ask out loud, like, hey, can any of the, demons who happen to be around show themselves? And oftentimes they will. Because, like, they're often around and just not showing themselves. Because it'd be kind of, like, awkward if you could see them all the time. You'd be trying to, like, watch a cartoon and you just see, like, Hal-Rez in the corner, chilling, doing Hal-Rez shit. If you could see them all the time, there's always spirits around me. Like, imagine if I could see them 24/7. Do you know how weird that would make sex? And, like, watching porn and, like, really everything? Like, what if I'm drinking my third energy... What if I want to drink my third energy drink of the day, and I could see Belial judging me? It would suck! Spirit said we aren't going to judge you, we just make jokes. See, that's... The fuck that? I don't like that. See, if I could see and hear them all the time whenever they were around, I'd hear them laughing about how many energy drinks I fucking drink. Mia Malkova or Lisa and? Mia Malkova. Trendmate said, yeah, they called you racist for using the phrase black magic. Yeah, people in who practice African traditional religions, voodoo, you know, black magic, when we say it, it's not an insult at all. But if you refer to something that someone who is into voodoo or fucking Ifa, if you refer to their curses as black magic, they'll take offense to that. And there's, you know, an understandable reason for that. But you can't expect everyone to know that, man. You really can't. Like, how the fuck are you going to know what every possible potentially offensive thing is? The answer is you can't. Like, yeah, people got called racist just for not knowing, like, a phrase that would be unoffensive in any other context can be offensive to a certain race. And that's, like, the entire argument people go with. And the problem is, like, motherfuckers are actually trying to learn about, like, racial shit from a fucking occult community. That is not the place. There are, like, experts on that shit. Glad you've enjoyed my material so much, Tara Mama Jeffries. What's it like having your third eye open? Is it worth doing? I mean, you'll feel it open, and then you'll be able to like you'll start seeing shit like auras. Shit like that. So yeah, opening all your fucking opening all your chakras is worth your time. Meditating on them regularly, very worth your time. When I used to do video consultations, people would always ask like, "Yo, what can I do to help improve my psychic abilities, see or like to help me see spirits better, help me hear spirits better?" I'm like, "Well, how often do you meditate in your chakras?" They're like, "Not very." I'm like, "See, that's it. That's the issue. That's what you do." Some people get caught up, some people when they learn to summon spirits, they start like neglecting the fuck out of chakra meditation. And they shouldn't be doing that. Then they wonder why they aren't like accelerating as quick as they'd like to. It's like, well, you gotta still do the basics. Dragon DW11 says, I heard they based the element bending in Avatar on real martial arts. They did. They put a massive amount of thought into that show. Like a massive amount of thought and research into that show. Massive. And like, unless you're like somehow a martial arts expert, like an expert on traditional martial arts, no less, you won't know. You won't be able to tell what type of work they've put into it, or what all they're drawing from. But you'll kind of pick up on it subconsciously. It'll just feel more real to you, more immersive, more gripping. Trin Mage, it was just some little white girl. I was talking about the dark arts, Goetic magic. She said dark arts is racist too. Yeah, again, like the racial sensitivity standard on Witch Talk is unmeetable. Like, I know motherfuckers like I know BLM activists who get called racist on Witch Talk. Dude. Like, the race stuff on TikTok, the occult communities on TikTok are the only place I've ever met race fakers, like people who pretend to be partially indigenous. I've never seen that in any other occult community or anywhere else ever. But like the race shit is such a big deal on occult TikTok that we actually have motherfuckers pretending to be other races. Like, even the fucking SJWs that call me racist will wind up, I don't know, not knowing every potentially offensive thing off the top of their head, and then they're getting called racist too. It's a whole fucking loop. It's best just ignore it. Because, like, once people decide you are that, without knowing anything about you, there's very little chance of talking them out of it. They just like calling people that. Have I ever worked with the Jinn? You're going to the Thailand's temple soon. I have worked with infernal Jinn, like the Shayatin and the Ifrit. They're awesome. Have I ever done weather magic? No. Can I explain what black hole void sorcery is? Not really, no. Yeah, you're right, Tara. It's best to ignore it. Like, Witch Talk has 3 currencies: slander, political correctness, and performative activism. Serpent of Chaos originally joined TikTok for occult stuff. You've either blocked or removed nearly everyone you were following for occult things, because I lost all patience for their constant BS law. Yeah. Like, I barely follow any practitioners on there. I mostly follow, the practitioners I'm personally friends with or friendly acquaintances with, or, like, attractive people, or, like, comedians, or just people who do cool shit. The good thing about TikTok is, like, you get these, like, bite-sized cool shit. Like, I've never, like, been chilling out and thought, oh, you know what I want to do? I want to look up a video of ice skating on YouTube right now. I'm going to go watch some ice skating. But when you're scrolling your FYP on TikTok, surprise, here's a little really cool short video doing some ice skating trick. I'm like, yeah, it's cool as shit. Follow instantly. You wind up following shit that you would never look into normally. And that's like one of the fun things about it. Thoughts about Karanzan? He calls himself the Wanderer. Spiritually, the Doth are always weird about names. I don't know where the name Karanzan came from, but like he doesn't take offense to it. But he didn't pick that name. I don't know how he got it, but he didn't pick it. He's actually so in the occult, he's more feared than Satan himself, but he can be worked with if you approach him respectfully. Most people who try to cross the abyss, they try to like fight Karanzan, so he gives them like a taste of their power, lets them fight, never goes all out, but usually wins. If Karanzan beats you, if you choose to fight him while crossing the abyss, then your true self gets annihilated, and what's left of your spirit gets assimilated into the hive mind of Doth. After you die. So you become, like, what little remains of your spirit is now a vehicle for Karanzan and Chagall, who will operate based off a hive mind. Fortunately, Karanzan is very aware that, like, he is very feared. So even after been summoning demons for years, I would have never thought to approach Karanzan. But he started coming to me. And, like, he was very aware that, like, I was very apprehensive. So he was really patient and, like, accommodating and nice. Like, one night, right before I went to sleep, a demon said, hey. A demon that other than Karanzan said, hey, when you wake up tomorrow, you're going to see something scary. I wake up. Who do I see? Karanzan. This is back when I was working a day job. So he's waving at me and shit. I'm like, what's up? He starts pointing into, like, the kitchen. I'm like, all right, I'll follow you. Then he's, like, standing by the fridge. And he's, like, pointing at the fridge, like, eat breakfast today. Because, like, I had a bad habit of, like, skipping breakfast and then having a whole shift. I would not have eaten breakfast that day. He literally manifested just to, like, remind me to eat breakfast, dude. That's a great spirit. Hello there, David King. You gotta know what he does now. If you don't fight, you can do a lot of shit with him. I call on him in the Vampire's Boon Ritual, which I'll be doing tonight. Wasn't Karanzan's name given by John Dee, or did he discover it? I don't know. I've never read John Dee. How do I initiate through the transclefothical labyrinth? It's a bit of a complicated place. You'll have to. I recommend channeling that shit yourself. What spirit do you suggest a beginner work with? Shit. Lucifuge can be good. Paimon can be good for beginners when he wants to be. Gargophius and Niantiel and Thantophaxus are great for beginners. Like, you'll kind of want to operate based on what comes to you. Buddha is low-key really, really powerful. Why the fuck have I never channeled Buddha? Oh, yo, if I channeled Buddha and talk about it on TikTok, I'll get called out for cultural appropriation instantly. Fuck! Okay, if I channel Buddha, we gotta keep it a secret. Is Azel good for beginners? Not sure. Not sure. Am I going to do an SRI for January patrons? Yeah, that should probably be done tomorrow. Karanjan likes to play with Matthias's car when Matthias works with him. And when VK did the Doth empowerment on me, I left my wallet in another city, but I got it back. Hey! Don't blame your fucking wallet on me. Fucking take better care of your wallet. Can I describe the types of people that C-Tree brought me in dating? Well, I don't work with C-Tree to find partners. I work with Aphrodite to find partners. I work with Aphrodite to find casual partners, and for romantic partners, I just find them and fall for them. Does Finner have any plates within Cliff Author? Is he only stuck in Norse? I don't know. Trinmate says Buddha came to him after he did my insomnia spell. Or maybe it was Piccolo, but he looked like a Buddha. Ah, it's probably that demon, but he looked like a Buddha. Is it possible to not be able to see them visually at all, but see them mentally? I mean, you can see demons with your mind's eye. You can see them visually as well. Like, one might come before the other. You know. If you can do one, the other will come eventually. If you keep practicing. Have I ever asked Azazel how he feels about people associating Sigil of Saturn with him? At this point, he's just accepted his fate. Pop culture magic? Fuck pop culture magic. I'm never trying that. You heard Samael is great for lust workings? That wouldn't surprise me. Void Sage says his wife is Chinese. She says she would not advise channeling the Buddha just yet, but you would get good results channeling the Jade Emperor or Sun Wukong first. I mean, I'm kind of just like talking shit. I don't really plan on channeling anyone from that spiritual demographic. It's just not my calling, you know? What type of spirit is Aphrodite? What type of spirit? She's a Greek goddess, Olympian in nature, absolutely wonderful to work with. She is very much a warrior goddess. Like, she's powerful as fuck. She is very much a warrior. People forget that. People just think love. No, she's a warrior goddess. Great for love and great for getting you laid as well, but she's a warrior. Does get along well with demons. Some at least. Can demons kill or greatly diminish your lust drive? I would imagine so, but I don't see why. I mean, I've never tried that. In contacting spirits, do you have to do a protective circle? Not necessarily, but you'll want something. You'll want wards up or something, like, so you can make sure only the spirits you want in here can come here. Like, I learned shit in, like, a weird order. So I was evoking demons before I had any protection. So I still got a lot of real demonic contact, no circle and no wards. But, you know. It's a good safety precaution. What do I think about the Egyptian pantheon? I work with a few of them, just not very much. It's like a weak point. You think, Void Sage says, speaking from personal experience, I'd really enjoy the company of Sun Wukong. He's very fun and very appreciative of a good-looking man, let's say. Good to know. Black Atrium says East Asian sorcery needs more attention. There's a whole world to it. I bet there is. Thoughts on Solomonic magic? Nah, not my forte. Is there a connection between Ishtar, Inanna, and Venus? Quite potentially, yes. Possibly. Again, the connections between the deities, you know, you can get pieces of understanding about their connections one by one, but the ultimate real reality is beyond human comprehension, or like beyond the comprehension of an incarnate being. Like if you suddenly really understood the whole picture, you're in a psych ward for the rest of your life. Is Jehovah more powerful than Sanitas? You're hilarious, Matthias. um, have I ever worked with African gods like Orishas? I have not worked with Orishas or Loa or anything like that. The only African gods I've worked with have been like the Egyptian ones. Um, can you accidentally skip clefothic spheres, or can you accidentally skip clefothic spheres, or would you go through initiations, all of them? I mean, if you accidentally skip one, it probably was what you were meant to do. Most people should start at the beginning, but some people should like do other spheres before they fucking go the whole way. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. You'll have a great night and enjoy your immortality.